I look like I've been crying, but I swear I just had the sneeze straight from Hades. Jesus, the devil sent that one up with a bad intent. Burnt my nostrils and everything. God. They say the sequel's never as good as the original, and in the case of the reboot of iCarly, gosh darn rootin' tootin' riddly biddly if they weren't telling the truth. I went into this show not expecting much. I expected it to be corny, a half-witted attempt at a reboot, just a cash grab, and have some real boomer humor, some Gen Z type of awareness. And it did have all these things, but it still sucked. I came out of the first episode and I looked at myself. I had to reevaluate my situation. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, did I just watch two puppies get ran over, or was that an episode of iCarly? Because I quite frankly couldn't tell the difference. I would rather repeatedly flush goldfish down a toilet than watch this TV show. And obviously right off the bat, it's not going to be good because half of the cast is gone. The best parts of the cast are gone. Gibby's gone and Sam's gone. It's just the lower tier characters. It's just how it is. The F tier characters are left. And you can't make a show out of the worst characters. You have to have those comedic characters to carry the show. Gibby was the heart and soul of that show and he's gone. There's no fat kids falling from the sky. Count me out. The first thing that made my toes curl up from cringe is the acting. The acting is horrible. The acting is so forced, it's like they held everyone on the cast at gunpoint and said, if you don't record this iCarly reboot, we're going to kill you and your whole family. So get to making wacky faces before you and your family get whacked. And the laugh track, don't even get me started on the laugh track. 90% of the episode is laugh track. The other 10% is bad forced acting. It's not good. It spells, it's just, it doesn't mix together. It's two chemicals that shouldn't go together. They don't bond. They just blow up. It's like a nuclear reaction. Splitting the atom, explosion. Reboots aren't expected to be good. They're expected to just be cash grabs. And this right here is a great example of that. A beautiful example at that. It quite literally spells every episode I just see cash grab. Cash, cash, money, money. We're making money. We don't care about the quality because we got money. Even Spencer, the comedic relief of the show, seems kind of forced now. It just doesn't seem the same. Nothing's hitting the same way as it used to. It's all just bad. Like, it's not even giving me the same nostalgic effect. Just seeing the same props, the same people even. It just doesn't feel right. It just feels off. Something feels uncanny about it. It's like they got some B-list celebrities, some really bad actors, put them in iCarly, Spencer, and Freddie's skin suits, and then told him to go act out an iCarly series. It's just not, it's wrong. The cast even is cussing now, I guess to appeal to the same people who watched it since they're adults now. They think it'd be cool to have some cuss words slipped in there, so it didn't really bother me much. And then they have a furry joke, which kind of ruined it for me. A very poorly delivered furry joke at that. If you're going to make a furry joke, you got to make it funny. And I don't think I can show any clips from the show because they'll probably come after me. They'll probably put me on some hit list and look through my window every night, so I just can't say it enough that it just feels wrong that I'm watching this. It's like I'm on Rule 34 in the same room as my parents. It's just, I just feel off. Like, something's off about this, and I can't quite put my finger on it. They don't even have the kebab dude in the show. They don't have any of the good characters. Like I said before, all the good characters are gone. Only the mundane, boring characters are here, and the ones they fill in, and the new characters they add, the DLC characters, they're not good either. Carly's roommate that they added in she's an alright character. She's one of those way too over the top characters to where you can't like them because it reminds you of that obnoxious person that used to annoy you to death about some weird thing in class. And also the person that screams at the top of their lungs when they're speaking in their normal voice, and it just makes you hate them. I wish I could know if I was allowed to throw in some clips of like certain jokes that I wanted to talk about, or just certain bad points that I wanted to point out, but I don't think I can for the fears of Susan Wabajaki murdering me and my whole entire family tree, wiping me off the face of the earth. I don't want to live in fear of the YouTube overlords, so I'm going to steer clear of that. I'm just going to tell you over and over that none of the jokes land. They try to do a joke every scene, every line, and it just doesn't land. They have the laugh track in places the laugh track shouldn't be. Carly will walk in and say, hey, no one loves me. I'm so washed up. I'm so ugly. My web series isn't going to succeed because I'm just awful. And then the laugh track will play, and I'm just sitting there like, what do you want me to do? You want me to feel bad for Carly? Or do you want me to laugh at Carly for being a loser? Or do you just want me to turn off the show because I think that's what I'm going to do? So far, I watched all 3 of the episodes, none of them being very good. You know, 1 or 2 spots are watchable, but none of it just None of it hits like iCarly does. None of it will ever come close to that show. That show was a great part of my childhood. It was very nostalgic seeing that they were making a reboot, and they fumbled the bag. They fumbled the ball, and then the other team ran it to the touchdown. No, not the play. I had iCarly up to this gold standard in a display box in my head museum, and now it's just kind of washed out. Like, it doesn't feel the same now that I've seen this. It just kind of took it down a tier. This is just purely from the standpoint of watching the first 3 episodes. Maybe it gets better. Maybe they bring in the original cast for the last episode. I know that Sam is not going to be there because she's stated that she's done acting and whatnot. Maybe Gibby will make a surprise entrance. He'll fall from the ceiling again. If they do that, I'll give them a pass. I'll say it's an acceptable show, but other than that, no, it's not good. I wouldn't recommend watching it. It's just kind of cringy. Like, it's not even so bad it's good. It's not nostalgic. It's not anything. It's just kind of mundane. It's there. Like, maybe for some background noise to just say you watched it, but I wouldn't even give them the satisfaction of giving them a view. Like, it's not worth it at all, in my opinion. Don't take it from a sister-loving redneck like me, though. Go watch it for yourself. Torture yourself if you want. Hey, who am I to tell you what to do with your life? But that's all for me. I'll see you next time. Peace out. What if I was really British and I was just faking this accent the whole time? What if I really spoke like this and I ate crumpets and tea all day? Wouldn't that just pull the rug out from your willy, mate? Wouldn't that just be a real titty twister?